Yeah. Hey. Back at it again. Something Out of Nothing Sports Podcast. We got a legend in the building. And when I tell you a legend, I'm talking about DC's finest. We talking about, man, Burville, Robert Junior High, Anacostia Senior High School, all MAC, one of the greatest that ever did it. We talking about Andre Thomas, better known as Big Dre. How's it going, sir?
Yeah, what's up, baby? Everything going well, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, man, good to see you, man. For the people that don't know, man, we go back, way back since elementary school. Can you give a short, brief introduction of who you are and where you come from?
Yeah, man. Man, grew up in Northeast Lincoln Heights, DC. Playing ball, traveling, AAU ball.
Yeah,
Playing with dudes like Hanif and Abdul, his father, stuff like that, man.
yeah. So yeah. Speaking of that, you talking about AAU? What team did you play for as far as AAU is concerned?
I played for number 10, Boys and Girls Club. We was known as the Cayman Pythons.
Okay. And you did that from what age to what age?
Like 12 to 16, something like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So man, I don't know if the people know, but man, we started off at Burville Elementary School. You know, back then you couldn't play until you was in the fourth grade.
Right.
So, fourth through sixth grade, when you was in the first grade through the third grade, you couldn't play. So I believe you played all 3 years, fourth up to sixth grade, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah, and some of those teams we had, man, I'm telling you, man, back then, like, man, it was a whole lot of ball players. Jason
Yeah, we
Henn,
yeah, we was
I need,
stacked.
yeah, we were stacked real heavy, and so it was a
Rick,
lot of
yeah, we had Rick,
yeah,
we was stacked.
Rick, Los, man,
Rest in peace,
Julio,
Rick.
yeah,
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 yeah.
man, and so and uh playing back at Burrville, like, did you know, like, from elementary school that you would be going to moving on to Roba and all that, and going, to Anacostia and things like that, or did you was
Well, I gradually got into it, man. I fell in love with the game. Elementary school, thanks to Hanif and Abdul.
yeah,
Really introducing that crossover dribble when we was in elementary school. And
yeah,
rest in peace, Rick. He had a main crossover just to be in the elementary school, young boy, man. Third grade, man, with like pretty much like big boy handles, man. It was
yeah,
crazy. So me start playing with them. It just inspired me to start playing more, man.
yeah.
And
And
as I continue to play, man, I got a little better, man, and so on and so forth.
yeah. And then so by your sixth grade year, like in Burrville, like, cause man, like I said, we were stacked. I probably back then probably didn't even know that, you know, I couldn't even realize who was at one point. It'd be like Jason Henn was good, then you'll see like yourself, Rick and them was a little younger. They probably was like 2 grades behind us or whatever, but
Right.
they was nice too. Hanif and Abdul, they was nice. But did you know you was going to Robo once you left Burrville, or what?
Yeah, well, it was how the school system was going during that time. You lived in a particular area, you had to go to a particular school.
Yeah,
And then I went to Burville, Roba was in that radius for me to go to Roba. So, I ended up going to Roba. I mean, I could have went to Keller Miller because that was actually closer.
yeah,
But, because I went to Burville, the Burville kids go to Roba, and then, the Aton kids go to Keller Miller. So
right.
that's how that went.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because, like,
Because of the school boundaries. We had
yeah,
them school boundaries, the school zone boundaries. So,
yeah,
they weren't gonna let certain kids go try to mix up with, certain kids. So
absolutely.
even though I was from Lincoln Heights and I could have
Yeah,
went to Aton, but
yeah. And I was wondering that because I didn't even know, like, when we graduated from elementary, going into Roba that first year, I didn't even know that you was gonna go to Roba. I really honestly thought you was gonna go to Miller. And when I saw you at Roba, I'm
Well,
like,
it's funny though, Jerome, man. You know, going to Birdville, you know, our school colors, man, was red, white, and blue.
yeah,
And I always been a color dude, man. And you know, find out Roba had that orange, blue, and white, man. I was like, man, shit, I like that orange, blue, and white. It, man, you
yeah,
know, that's a nice color. So,
yeah.
you know, that inspired me to go there. And then after that, you know, I ended up going to Anacostia, which was back to red, white, and blue.
Oh man, that
And so,
I
but
ain't even I ain't picked up on that. But go ahead.
but you know, the other part of that was you know, going to school with you guys, man, you know, living in the same neighborhood, competing against you guys all the time.
Yeah,
With you and again, you know, and with some guys against I don't know, I just always been different, man. So I was like, man, you know, I ended up going to Anacostia because I was like, man, you know, I know these guys on my side of town, man. I wanted to go on another side of town where nobody don't really know me, make a name for myself, and you know, get to know some good people along the process. You know, try to branch out a little bit. You know, and so and had that competitive edge. So when I come back home, I know I got to see these guys because I ain't hook up with them. So I know they was gonna be ready to gun for me, and I was gonna be gunning for them. So
right.
it made for an interesting battle. But yeah.
Yeah, and so like so going to Roba, right? I'm gonna take you back going to Roba because that first year, man, I was like when I played rec ball, man, I played rec ball out in Glen. I ain't played DC rec ball, so I was, small back then. There ain't nobody know about me. I wasn't on no radar or nothing. So that first year at Roba, I ain't even played. You played, Ibn, as seventh graders, y'all played, but you actually started all 3 years. Uh, what inspires you to go out for the basketball team as a freshman in junior high?
Well, like I said, I started playing club ball, so I was getting that exposure, and Ed Hill, man, he was a hell of a coach, man, and
Yeah,
he taught me a lot of stuff, man. Him and some of his staff, man, LeBury, rest in peace. But and Coach Mitch Cradle, they taught us youngers a lot of stuff, man, and I learned early, what I'm saying. So me coming to junior high school, it really wasn't nothing because I already played 3 years at elementary school, and
yeah.
every year I was progressively getting better. So and
Hey man, and see, and so that seventh grade year when I didn't play, and I went to a couple of games, and I'm like, oh, Dre played, man. Jason Henn, Wade Mercer, all these people. I know I played against, whether it was on the playground or whatever. I'm like,
right,
man,
we
I'm like, I'm trying out next year, but you inspired me to, whether you know this or not, that Trout and Tom, which is my cousin. I'm like, man, I'm trying out. I don't know about you, but I'm trying out. And then when I said I'm trying out, Tom, like, well, at that time, like when the seventh grade season was over, you put Mr. Ellie at the time, like, man, you gotta check out Tom. Tom had the crossover, big guy, play the
right.
guard, he crossing over, you put Ellie on him. So they already knew about him. I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna compete with these guys because we so stacked. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go for nothing. So going into that eighth grade year, like, well, prior to that, tell me about that seventh grade year. And what, like you said, you touched on it a little bit, but what made you like? How was that year for you and being a young dude coming into junior high school? How was it playing on that team as a seventh grader? Because you were starting back then. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, starting off, I mean, it was a little shaky at first. Like I said, the progression of the season went on, and I just started getting better, getting more comfortable.
Yeah,
We had some older guys on the team, Reggie Grant,
yeah,
a few other dudes on that team, man. That was pretty good, man. I just was basically just a piece for real, because some other guys, man, they had some game.
yeah.
I just was that piece. that made everything go.
And so following to that next year, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna come out. I don't even care who playing or who not playing. And I mean, man, I ain't even think I was gonna make the team that year, that 8th grade year, man. I'm like, man, we stacked everybody, and for real, Mr. Ellie and them already knew about you, Jason Hen, Wade, all y'all was because you played the previous year. And so I'm coming along, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it because we so stacked, but take us into that 8th grade year, coming from 7th grade year, how did you feel going into the season at Roba? Like, what was that about? Because we went to the championship that year.
Yeah, well, 8th grade year, man, I really was feeling comfortable there, man. I was in my bag at that time.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And then, I had guys like y'all, man, that kept it real with me, man, that inspired me too, the way y'all work hard and did what y'all was doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, I was just coming in my own in 8th grade, yeah.
Yeah.
For real, I really was.
And so
and
man,
then, and then another thing, man,
yeah.
people ran away and stuff like that, they always give you that competitor's spirit, man, because they're gonna say you can't do something, you this other person better, this, that, and other, man. So I was just really going out, just really trying to prove myself, man, prove to other people and myself, really, because you really never know, you know what I'm saying, until you just go out there and do it, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Hey man, we wound up going to the championship that year. I got in a couple of games, man. I was little, man. I was probably like 5, 6, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Well, let me take you back. We didn't go to the championship about 8th grade year. It was the 9th grade year.
Nah,
No, the 8th grade year, man. We lost to
we lost to Evans in the championship.
No, that was the 9th grade year. That was our 9th grade.
Nah,
that was I'm telling you, because the 8th grade year, you remember, man, we lost to the little dude from what was the name of that school, man? He hit that shot, Dale. We lost to Dale when he hit that shot with Tom.
No. That was our 9th grade year. Our 8th grade year, we went because we had Jason here. Remember, we went to double overtime with Rebo.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I forgot we had Jason in there. We under Jason in there.
Yeah, and then the 9th grade year when we came back, we played Deal in the semifinals, and you got mad because we lost that game. We went in the locker room, and you like, man, y'all ain't played hard enough, and this and that. And Tom took the last minute shot that I got mad at. I'm like, man, why you ain't get a ball to Dre? He was in the block,
Right.
And so, that because the 8th grade year, what I was going to ask you about, we played up. I think it was at McKinney Tech, and Jason Hinton, he got in foul trouble and different things like that. But the game went haywire because I don't know, we wasn't in our bag that night. I mean, it was a good game, competitive game, because our rival was Evans at that time. We played like we played them like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, man, I mean, how did you feel about that? Like going to the championship, junior high championship. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you remember correctly, I couldn't play. I couldn't play. I ain't play against Evans in the championship.
You didn't?
Nah, I did because I ain't had my grades. I got kicked off the team. I ain't play against Evans when Fred and Jason and Wade, they wasn't on the team early. I was the one early where I would carry the team earlier to get us to that point.
Yeah, I remember that.
My grades was messed up, and then Jason and them got their grades, and then
that is so true. Then
they played. I couldn't play.
I didn't, and so to come to think about it, and that's a good point you made. That's probably what. Because had you to play, we probably would have beat them people.
No, man, most definitely we would have beat them.
All the Evans schools not going to like that, but Dre ain't playing.
I mean, they know it is what it is, man. Not to toot my horn, man. I own that area, as far as like, coming back, like I told you, I went to Anacostia, so I had to compete against them guys, man. They beat me up right now in the day, talking about Drake, man, I never beat you, or something like that, man. So
hey, I did. That's right. And so, and Jason Hand, he got in foul trouble. He was getting in foul trouble, and so we took a beat.
I was so mad at that, man. I was
Yeah,
mad. Cause
yeah,
that's the bragging rights they got on me, man. You know, going against a guy and all them guys,
yeah.
Damon Purse and all them guys, man. They rub that right in my face all the time, man.
Yeah,
So
they do, and they give me like that. Like I was like the silent assassin. I came in my own in ninth grade year. But speaking
man,
about
you had a
you,
nice little jumper though, man.
yeah, man, hey, but I got something to ask you, man. While you mentioning that, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute because I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way, but we gonna talk about that a little later on.
Uh-huh.
Going into the ninth grade, right?
Yeah.
We have the championship or whatever. Now that I know, because I didn't even remember that, but now that you bring it up, you didn't play that second half of the season. Are you more determined this ninth grade season coming into the season and more determined like you on a rampage at this point?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most
So
most definitely.
how
Because
did you?
I had to work hard, not just on the court. I had to work hard in the classroom, man. Because
Yeah.
matter of fact, me and your cousin Tom, man, we had
Yeah.
to get our grades up in order to even play, man. So
Yeah.
so I dedicated the classroom to get back on that basketball court. That's when you know
Yeah.
you really love something, man, because you mess up not going to class or not doing the work, put in the work, and then something gets taken away from you. And then, if you really love it, then you're gonna start putting in that effort to get back on that court. So,
Yeah.
that's what I
Absolutely.
did.
Absolutely. And you did that, man. And coming into that year, I'm like, man, I know for sure. Like I'm coming into the next season, like, man, this is my year. Like, and I know you felt the same way. You're a 3-year starter.
Right.
We get to that semifinal, take us through that season if you don't, if you remember most of it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, each year, man, it started to progress, and what I'm saying now, trying to get ready for the high school level, because I
yeah,
play football too,
yeah,
so I wanted to get ready. So,
yeah,
a little bit that I do remember, man, I just know, man, coming being disappointed from that championship,
yeah,
definitely wanted to come in and show the people that we was ready
yeah.
to
And
try to get
so,
back to the championship.
yeah. Speaking of football, right? Because that
And,
ninth
and
grade,
and to be honest with you, Jerome, man, no doubt in my mind, though, man, we would have did it, man. I mean, if things would
yeah,
have went certain ways, man, during the playoff game, man, I ain't no doubt in my mind, man, because we had a nice little mob, man, and
yeah,
we was
we
going
did.
hard. I hate to say it, but it was a few little selfish players too, though, man. But
Yeah,
that sort of like messed up the engine a little bit. But
it
I mean,
did.
other than that, though, man, we still was good, though, man. We played hard, we played together most part.
Yeah,
It's just that
I remember like it's yesterday, man. The semifinal game against Dale, I think they up by one. It's like a minute and maybe 2 minutes left. We got possession of the ball. You know what I'm saying? And you going for what you probably like 25, 30 in.
right,
And they knew that they couldn't stop you. And I'm like, man, you drop the ball down to Dre, he gonna either get fouled or something. Something gonna
right,
happen. And so that was my whole thing. Not to bring that, rehash that back up, but I'm like, man, you get the ball to Dre. We in the finals. So, but we wind up losing that game, and we come back and playing for third place, which nobody really wanted to play in. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, we played it though. I think we played like Lincoln or somebody like that. We beat them.
yeah,
And I remember at halftime, we up by like 10. We sights. You come in there, you mad as I don't know what. You like, man, y'all should have did this last night. Y'all should have did
right,
this yesterday. Why we
right.
playing so hard now? So, that leadership and that determination and that willing to win, man, you just already had it in you. You know what I'm saying? Um,
But I mean, I hated to lose, man. I
yeah,
really hated to lose because like I said, I lose. I got to go around my neighborhood, man. Certain guys that I hung around, man, they was gonna let me have it, man. And I ain't like nobody having that firepower over me, man, where they could be like, teasing me or whatever, man. So
right,
that made me just always wanted to win, man.
right.
So
Man, what man, like man, it's a blessing to just talk to you right now because
Likewise, man.
yeah, I always looked up to you, man. I always wanted to be around you and do some of the things for our sports wise and different things like that you did. And speaking of that, that's what I'm gonna get at. After ninth grade year, you go to Anacostia, man. I mean, man, they coming to every game, man. I mean, man, when I'm talking about, man, they in the stands, they in the stands. I'm talking about what's my man name? Coach Stewart. Is that Coach Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Stewart, Mike Powell, what's my other man name that at the
Keith
time?
Davis.
Yeah, Keith Davis. They at every game, right? And they talking to you in town. They talking to you in town every game. And I'm
Right.
like, man, I'm like, man, they going to Anna. I don't know where the hell I'm going. How did at that and so what at that time? How did that make you feel knowing that like you was probably the most recruited in junior high probably at that time?
But I mean, it felt good, but I really ain't wasn't paying too much attention about that though. To be honest, I just love playing the game, man. That's all. I mean, I know I had to go to school and
Yeah,
play the game, man. So I mean, I just wanted to play the game. So it really ain't even matter. I just as long as I was playing, I was happy,
yeah.
you know. So
I,
but yeah, like I said, I mean the Anacostia, Mike Davis, and I mean Mike Powell and Keith Davis, coming to see me play, I mean, it just made me want to go harder because I looked up to them guys. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Watching
yeah,
them on what's that, the DC 28 channel, man.
yeah, yeah,
Watching them do they thing at Anacostia, man. So they inspired me. So it made me feel good that they was watching me and coming to see me play.
yeah, man. And speaking of the DC 28, man, like I don't know if they do that no more, but man, I really would like to bring something like that back. You know what I'm saying? But they was coming to Mike Powell, Keith Davis, Coach Stewart. They come to y'all games, man. They after you and Tom, and I really think I gotta get Tom's side of the story with this, but if I remember, he like, man, they just was using me to get the Dre. They ain't really want me. They using me to get the Dre. Do how do you feel about that? Because if I'm he gonna correct me once he see this, but if I can remember it, every time I used to talk to him going in the summer league, he say, man, I don't know, I don't think I should be there. They using me just to get the Dre. They know me and Dre tight. How do you feel about that? Do you feel as though that Coach Stewart and all them boys or was using Tom to recruit you?
I mean, I can't really recall. It's been so long ago. So I
Yeah,
mean, I really can't recall.
yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily say that neither though. I mean,
yeah,
the game and stuff gonna speak for itself.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's messed up if he felt that way, but I
yeah.
mean, he could play. I mean, he could play. I mean, if he'd have stayed with it, you know, that you never know what could have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, things. How did that make you feel? Your man, this was your man. This is he ain't come. He ain't come to Anna with you. Did that kind of make you be like, damn, my man ain't come with
Man, yeah, initially, man, yeah, I was like, damn, dog, you know what I'm saying? Because we was playing summer league, all that, man. We was balling, and
me. Yeah,
yeah, initially, but at the end of the day, man, like life goes on, and you just do what you do, and then see what the results is, man. So
yeah. That's
yeah.
a bad time, man. Hey, you heard it here, man. Hey, it is what it is. But Big Dre, we always was close and things like that. Now I'm gonna move on. Anacostia, Senior High School. You pick. What I was gonna say was what made me feel some type of way was like, man, I don't know where I'm going. I'm the outside skirt. I wanted to go with y'all guys, but nobody was recruiting me. I interviewed Coach Mike McLeese the year before. They was at the Jason Henn. I'm like, oh man, if they after him, I know I can go up there and come after him. And then I felt the same way when y'all was being recruited because I never wanted to go to Wilson. I went to
Right.
Wilson. I never wanted to go. My mother was like, you know, you going to Wilson. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And that's all. But not to retract that kind of. I'm like, man, Dre should have. Because if I'm not mistaken.
But I mean, the thing is, though, Rome, if I didn't go to Anacostia, I was going to HD.
Yeah,
So
oh
yeah,
man.
so I was going to HD. But see, like I told you back during the 8th grade year when I couldn't play, I
Yeah,
knew what my problem was. I had too many friends that I hung out with,
yeah,
running around doing crazy stuff with this, that, and
yeah,
other, and I wasn't able to get my grades and stuff. I wasn't
yeah,
focusing on class and stuff like that. So
yeah.
in order to break that cycle, I mean, I was like, man, thinking outside the boxes, but not even realizing, let me go somewhere else to try to break that cycle. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But the cycle still was there because you get to meet new people there, and then you're gonna
Yeah.
hang with them, and then
Right.
you know,
Same thing.
yeah,
Yeah. But
same thing, basically.
I feel like you went to a good place because they was gonna make sure that they really wanted you. And the thing about it is when somebody really wants you, it's like, man, you go where you wanted at. You don't go where
Right.
you feel like,
Well,
you
no,
know,
but HD really wanted me too. Hayden was recruiting me.
hey,
See,
that's football though.
what separated the programs was I know they had a great football program with Hayden.
Right.
It was the basketball program. You
Was
see what I'm
horrible.
saying?
I'm letting you
Yeah,
know that
you know
right
what I'm
now.
saying? Coach Smitty wasn't the best of coaches and stuff like that. So,
Man,
so I knew I was a two-way guy, so I had to
yeah,
play football and basketball. Wherever I was going, I had to play both.
yeah,
And I needed the program to be on par, the same on par. So it was a
absolutely.
good football program, not so much a good basketball program.
Not at all. I mean,
Yeah,
because if you think about the basketball program at HD, you had top talented people that either didn't play with them or they transferred out and went somewhere else. I can name a lot of people right offhand. Uh,
right,
Pep Tyson.
right,
You know what I mean? And when I speak of him, he was at HD first. You know,
right.
how do you lose him and he go to Dunbar and win a championship and stuff like that? But that's not to get into all that. We talking about
They had Bobby Lyons too, man.
Bobby
Bug
Line
too.
went to
Yeah, they
Phelps.
had Bug down there. He went to Phelps.
Yeah,
You know
Bud
what I'm
was tough
saying?
too, bro.
Yeah,
And,
yes,
and
he
so
will.
when you talk about them type of guys, you know what I'm saying. And Bug, if you watching, man, I need you on too because I don't have no contact with you or whatever. But he was one of the good guys in the city too that don't get his just due. Um, Speaking of that, going to Anacostia your 10th grade year, man, I'm telling you, and you got to walk me through this thing, man. At that time we watching the highlights on high school. They used to rewind it like you say DC 28 and stuff like that. And I never forget this. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Andre Thomas make a name for himself when he goes up to McKinley Tech and puts 44 on Victor Page as a 10th grader. Am I right about that? It
Well,
was something
it was 38.
38.
Yeah, it was 38.
So
Yeah.
so I look at the post the next day, because this might be a
Well, and it was actually in a playoff game too. It was a playoff game. I was
whoop,
my 10th grade year.
10th grade year.
Yeah.
But well, before you take me through that moment, right? Man, how did because I remember going to get the paper. I get the paper. I don't know whether it's Thursday night game or Friday night game. I get the paper and I said, "Oh, my man scored 38 on Vic."
Right.
This how
Right.
I'm like, man, ain't he balling. Nobody messing with him. Can you take me through that point when you had that 38-point game against Victor Page?
Oh man, that particular game, man, I was in my zone, man. I was really in my zone. We had Ed Sheffy on my team. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah,
That was my brother.
yeah.
For some particular reason, man, he wasn't on his game, and we ended up losing that game.
Okay.
Um, but man, it wasn't no greater joy than going up against a guy like Vic, man, because everybody in the city knew Vic. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Basketball wise, street wise, he was a street dude, all that, man. So everybody knew Vic. So, going up against him and playing as well as I played, man, it was great because now people started to recognize that I could play as well. I mean, junior high school people they watching, but they ain't watching. When you get to high school, that's when people start to really take
Yeah.
notice in your game or whatever.
Yeah. And so you have a all right. Yeah. So nah, you get. Want me lock it up? No, you get. You want me to lock it up? I'm gonna lock it up. He wow. Hey, so basically doing that. Once you score 38, everybody like, hold up, we gotta watch out for this guy. Just this 10th grader that's going to the 11th grade next year. He on the radar. We need to watch out for him. So that 10th grade year, prior to that, you having a how was your season during that time? Like, how did you feel about that season?
My season was actually pretty good, man. I had one problem, man, my 10th grade year, man. That was that this dude named Gerald Hilliard, man. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, I
He went to
remember him.
Phelps.
Yeah.
And I played him in the summer league first, and then that's when I knew he was gonna be a problem because he was killing me.
Yeah.
And then we got in the regular season, and he still put on a great performance against me. But
wow.
Yeah. So he the one that really, man, made me get my feet wet as far as the Anaheim for real.
Yeah.
You always had that one, when you making a transition from elementary to junior high, and then junior high to high school. It's always that one guy or maybe two guys, man, that's been on that level before you.
Yeah.
And John like let you know, man, yeah, you gotta put work in. So he was the one of man. Hats off to him, man. Yeah, I give him this respect. I'm an older dude, man, got a little older, man. And when you still remember your arch nemesis that John like gave you that work, man. So yeah. I respect the dude, man. He was
anybody else that besides him that 10th grade year that you can remember that gave you that work and you like, oh man, okay, I got you.
Not offhand, like I said, man, like Gerald Hilliard, man, like Gerald Hilliard.
Hey, that's what's up.
If anybody out there that see the video that remember that my 10th grade year and they did something, I guess just let me call me out, but I wasn't too many people doing too much with me at that particular time.
So let me go back. So 9th grade year, right? And because I missed this, right? Because this was the first year that we started tackle football, right? So man, I'm so into basketball, man. I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna have a big year this year. This my year. Everybody gone. Only person that's coming back that really started is Ibo and I mean that started was Drake. Everybody else is open game. But we had football that year. The first year we had tackle football in junior high. You, Tom, everybody played, man. I wound up not playing. I made up a excuse like, man, I don't want to get hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? And it mess up my chances of getting on a basketball team or whatever. So y'all play. Can you talk about that 9th grade football year?
Oh man, that was a sight, man, because the year before that we played flag football.
Yeah.
And Jason and Wade and them was there. And we won the championship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was cold out there. And then the following year, which is our 9th grade year, we finally got the football team, tackle football team. Man, it was a sight, man, because we was like, man, we get the tackle, you know what I'm saying? Back during that time, man, I feel like when no other junior high school in that area that can really compete with bro. But I mean, not to disrespect Evans and that. I'm just talking about everything, man. We had the principal, you know what I'm saying?
Miss Jones.
Which was Miss Jones. She was the leader of the school, and she had rules that we abide by. Like we had to look out for each other. Could nobody come from another school and come jump nobody at our school? Everybody gonna get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because so she had us like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So we was a good unit. So going back to football, man, it was fun, man. It was real fun. I feel like I played the wrong position though, although I was the biggest person.
Yeah, where had you at?
I was a guard. Matter of fact, I was a guard. I was right guard, matter of fact, because I was right by my man Los, man.
Oh yeah.
Los plays center, man. So I was right by Los. Yeah.
Oh
Thank
man.
God, man. So yeah, but I always been big, but I always been nimble, man. I had like moves and stuff like that. So I wanted to play running back for real. Cause
Right.
I was big. I was like, man, I'm big. I got some speed. I got some moves, man. These little dudes ain't gonna be able to tackle me, man. I feel like if they just snuck me in at least on a couple of plays, we would have been really tough.
Oh
And
yeah,
we had
yeah.
Lil Va, man. Lil Va was tough at running back though.
Man, rest in peace, little
Right.
Roberts. Man, good God Almighty. He
Yeah.
probably would have went to Anna too, I think. Vi was
Yeah,
one of those.
yeah, man. He was, matter of fact, yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
He was there.
yeah. Vi was
Yeah.
tough, man. Vi was tough. So reason why I asked you that because I want to go back your 10th grade year, right? And I wound up playing football for HD. I don't know how, man. I wasn't a football guy. I just wanted to, be around the boys or whatever. But we wound up playing y'all we wound up playing y'all, I want to say 3 times. We played y'all in a regular season, then we played y'all for the
Yeah,
East,
we're not. Yeah,
and then we
yeah.
wound up playing for the big championship. And then during that time, I ain't even noticed, but they got a playback on YouTube or something. And then I wind up seeing you and my man Carter wind up winning MVPs that game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, Dre was only in the 10th grade that year, man. He won MVP on that side of the ball. How did that? First of all, how going to tight end? You was playing tight end that whole year. Can you talk about that year and talk about how it was to win a like MVP in a Turkey Bowl biggest stage?
Man, it was gratifying, man, but man, we ended up losing the game though, so it stung. But
Yeah,
going back to that year leading up to that championship, man, it was rough for the Anacostia Indians, man.
yeah,
We had people on our team actually get killed,
yeah.
stuff like that. I wasn't even starting tight end
Dang.
uh, at first. We had the same name Sean, God, rest in peace.
Yeah,
With him, he was starting stuff like that, man. So I was like the second tight end. He was the one starting, and he ended up getting killed
wow,
a night before a game. We about to travel, and then all of a sudden I get inserted in
wow.
the starting lineup, not even really knowing the playbook all like that, man. So it was a
Yeah,
struggle. It
yeah,
was a struggle. Coach Stu, he said, I guess he saying something at me that I ain't saying myself, man, because he was a little tough with me, man.
got you.
Staying on me and stuff like that. But I needed that type of stuff, man. I was one of them dudes, man. I've always been a good dude, but I always needed somebody that stay on top of me too, man. Because
Yeah,
I can go astray a little bit sometimes, man. If I ain't had nobody to stay on top of me. So Coach Stu, yeah, he brought that other side out in me too, man. Like I said, sometimes coaches see stuff in you that you don't necessarily know that you got in yourself, and they got a certain way of bringing it out you that you might feel as though messed up, like might smack you or
right.
say or talk trash to you or say something that that don't fit well with you, man, and to make you get angry, to make you bring that other side, that you might not can't reach unless somebody make you mad or whatever. So
Yeah,
I respect that too. I respect that.
yeah.
So yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
so like I said, it was rough starting also. Another thing, Jerome, man, that I want to give you a little story on Wade
Yeah,
Mercer, man. He was so bitter that I didn't come to HD, man, because he wanted me to be his tight end.
right.
So during the summer times and stuff like that, man, talking on the phone 3-way, man,
Yeah,
him and Rob. You remember little Rob?
yeah. I remember Lil
Uh,
Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So we on the 3-way, man. They getting on me, man. Dre, you ain't come to HD, man. We gonna put Big Brian Johnson on you. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. So
mm,
man, it was like a little phone war, man. So
yeah,
once we got once we got to the game, man, I ain't had nothing but blood for my man Wade, man. I wanted Wade so bad, man, because he talked so much trash and man sent so much threats to me and stuff like
yeah,
that, man.
yeah.
So playing the game down HD when y'all beat us by 2 points.
Okay.
I don't normally play defense, but something happened to the defensive player. The coach inserted me in on defense.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had nothing but blood for Wade, man. I was like, I don't care if the play over with. I
Right.
don't even care. Man, I'm a smack Wade, you know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
did that and end up getting a penalty, man. So
Hey,
yeah, so
hey, I wish I had the tape on that one right there, man, because I didn't even know y'all was going. I mean, I know y'all because all of us went to school together, so of course we gonna talk trash and we play a whole lot of ball together. So I knew everybody. Coming to HD on football and basketball, that was a game that you get up for that type of game. You got to be at your best when you come down there because you from around that way. So
right.
everybody know Drake coming.
So now you get the picture, man. So it was tough for me, man. Like,
Yeah,
man, when I go back home and this, that, and other, man, that these guys, man, man, from the youngins to the teenagers to the adults, man, to the crackheads,
yeah,
the hustlers, everybody gonna let me have it. I mean,
yeah,
let me have it. So
yeah,
I couldn't roll like that, man. I had to, try to put in that work, man, because I couldn't do that, man. You couldn't
yeah,
walk through Division Avenue, man, junkie, whoever, man. They gonna see my man, yeah, young blood, man. You look like this, that, another, man. And
yeah.
like I said, I couldn't have it, man.
Nah, not at all. In all 3 years, you came through, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I said, you won MVP. Even though y'all took an L, that was a tough game though, man. And to mention that because I'm gonna let it be known, y'all smacked us when we came up, and I think y'all beat us like 49-7 or something. It was it was it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it was
Yeah,
bad.
that was yeah.
Yeah, you smacked our head. Was that that even 10 or 11 one of them years y'all
No, that was
smacked out.
that was the 11th grade year.
Yeah, 11th grade year y'all smacked us
Yeah,
out.
but then y'all came back and beat us again in the championship in the Turkey
Yeah,
Bowl.
that is
So
so
you know what
true,
I'm saying?
man. I mean,
Yeah.
but I think we were so embarrassed by that shellacking. We like, man,
Was Leftwich the quarterback?
nah, he came out
No,
there.
no,
He came.
It was a younger had a strong arm.
It was Ernst and Lenard. Lenard
The,
was the quarterback that year. Because
yeah,
Wade had got hurt in
yeah,
previous I think of Phelps. He got hurt of Phelps.
yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
yeah.
now, but actually we played y'all at Baloo.
Okay.
We played
Yeah.
y'all at Baloo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause
And,
my boy Will Langley, man, he
oh
destroyed
yeah.
y'all that game.
Oh yeah.
Running
Man,
back,
hey,
yeah.
he was bad, man. Bad man.
Yeah. Man, him still chopping up right now today. That's my homeboy. That's my man. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. He was a
Yeah.
bad boy, man. I ain't play no football. I ain't get in, man. I was supposed to play my 12th grade year. I started getting bigger or whatever, But then I wasn't lifting no weights, so then Coach M was like, man, you ain't getting in this weight room. You ain't playing. I ain't gonna play you. But
Right.
let's go back to you, Faz. Okay, so that 10th grade year, the 11th grade year, that basketball, football, take me through that year, man. I know I think at the time, man, y'all, because quarterback Ricardo Gibson, right?
Yeah.
Like that coming out
Yeah.
of
Rest in
Fletcher
peace, man.
Johnson. Yeah, rest
Rest
in
in
peace,
peace. Yeah.
man. Yeah, he was a dog, and I don't know whether it was 11th grade year, 10th grade year. No years he wound up couldn't play because of
12. That was the 12th grade year.
oh okay 12th grade year. He wound up you know what I'm saying. They wind up diagnosing with a heart condition or something like that, right?
Yeah. He had a
Yeah.
heart murmur. Yeah.
But that 11th grade year, y'all come back, I know y'all ready to go because y'all lost in a championship game. So y'all got blood on y'all mind. Y'all ready to come back and let us know what's going on. Can you take us through that year for football and then
But 11th grade year.
yeah, 11th grade year football and basketball, but you can
Well,
start off.
11th grade year, man. They was calling us the Jurassic Juniors.
Don't forget to tune into the S.O.O.N Sports YouTube channel. Go to S.O.O.N Sports Podcast on YouTube And we also on Spotify, soon to come on iTunes. Stay logged in, stay clicked in. Exciting people coming up. We got a lot of great interviews, coaches from the DMV area, former star players, legends. Just stay tuned in. We are talking to one of the legends from Anacostia Senior High School, Andre Thomas, better known as Big Dre, and he's going in about his illustrious career at Anacostia Senior High School. Stay tuned for part 2. Holla.
There we go. Back at it. Still got my man, all Matt, Andre Thomas, man. So we was talking about basically your 11th grade year going into football. How was it for you? And we was talking about because I remember Ricardo Gibson, star quarterback. Can you take us through that year and what it meant to you as far as football, and then we're gonna jump into the basketball because you was a two-sport, all Mat. If I'm not mistaken, you made all Mat football and basketball, right? 96.
Well, I would have made it in both, but the grades thing hit me again. I wasn't able to play during the season. Okay. I ended up making up the grades again, and then I played in the playoff game leading up into the championship game, which we won my senior year. But 11th grade year, man, we had a lot of hype around us. Like I said, they was calling us the Jurassic Juniors and stuff like that, man. So they gave us a little name, man. Me, Will, and Rick, and all that stuff like that, man. So Dwayne Payne. So we was hyped, we was ready. We ended up losing the yard though again. So yeah.
I mean, hey, but then you get the big y'all up. You come back and win. You win in 96, right?
Yeah, 96. In 96, I got all Mat in basketball. That was I would have gotten in football too my senior year, like I said, but I didn't play until the playoffs and then the championship game.
Gotcha.
I ain't played during the season at all.
Right. But y'all won that year though, right? Y'all won.
That's the year. Yeah. We won the championship in both. We won it in football and basketball.
Yeah, man. And they said I was reading on that, right, man. And then they said that hadn't been done since I think 86.
Right.
1986 was the last. I mean, well, y'all was the last time they do it. They went in basketball and football, but prior to that, it was 1986. Right. So that was big. Basketball that 11th grade year, man. Y'all coming in. Like you said, y'all lost in the playoffs to Victor Page and them, Lee Gwynn and all them boys up there. You coming back, your 11th grade year. Walk us through that year, your basketball year and your 11th grade year.
11th grade year, everything was going well, man. Well, we made it to the playoffs, and we lost to HD. Wow. We beat y'all. I want to say 3 times that year.
Right.
3 times, and then we met y'all in the playoffs, and that they got us.
Yeah,
they got us, man. Yeah. I was hurt. I was crushed.
Yeah, I think that year we made it to the championship. We saw
Sheik in them.
Person in them, yeah.
Yeah. I was crushed because it supposed to be all the hype. To be honest with you, the whole year was Anacostia and Dunbar. We supposed to been saying Big Mike in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mike Gill.
Yeah, Mike Gill. Yeah. Supposed to been saying Mike Gill in them because they had the top team. That year, and that was Donnell Brown, and then that's my man DB and them, man. They was tough. And then on our side, you know what I'm saying, supposed to been Anacostia, you know what I'm saying, going against Dunbar. You know, bringing back that old I think this is my year, 9th grade going into the 10th grade. Mike Powell played Dunbar. They
Wow.
played against Carl Green and them, Pep and them. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
that would have brought that back. So everybody was talking about that, and we ended up losing the HD in the playoffs, and then right after we lost, Cardozo ended up beating Dunbar.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's
that
the
had
year
to be tough.
That's the year Sheep Person man did this thing, and they went to the championship,
Right.
city championship game. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
That year, man. Sheep was off one, man.
Yeah.
He was bumping. He was
He
really
was bumping and grinding, and
Yeah.
he made a name for himself that year. We were like, man, where this dude come from? Because
Right.
I had heard of him prior up until no junior high, no
So
nothing.
going back to the story earlier, see, I played for number 10. He from the Clifton area.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if he remember. I know we got to be real cool, you know what I'm saying, during high school or whatever. But if he see this podcast, he gonna be like, man, I played for Kingman. I played for number 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I used to be around Clifton and them around some of the dudes that was from that area, man, during that time. So yeah.
Yeah.
My that team was, man, we were stacked, man. We had dudes like Ern Moody. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah.
We had Ern Moody. We had Kevin Jones. We had this dude named Shaquille Brew.
Yeah.
We had Steve Francis. We had a dude named Kenny Alford.
Y'all was stacked.
Yeah, we were stacked. You know what I'm saying? Abdul, man, we were stacked. We were stacked, man. We was traveling, man. We were stacked. Man. You know what I'm saying? Going to nationals and all that, man. We were stacked.
Man, I speaking of Abdul and them, man, like with them, I didn't even know, like, I ain't know nothing about the Boys and Girls Club or AAU in DC, man. Like I said, I was out Maryland, man. Had I have known, I probably would have went through them same little ranks too, man.
But you know what I'm saying? The thing is, man, like, I wasn't even really no hooper, to be honest with you, at that particular time. It's just that I was big. I was a big youngin'. Yeah. And Abdul and them seeing me, they seen I could run and all that stuff. So they was like, man, you want to come play with me and my father? And that's how I end up, you know what I'm saying, playing, doing that. I mean, I played around the neighborhood on the monkey bars, trash cans, stuff like that. But but as far as like really understanding the game and getting your body in shape and all that, man, they introduced me to that, Ed Hill and all that stuff, man.
And that's what's up. Okay, so man, you leading on all this good stuff, man, because like it's some things I ain't know, like going up into your 12th grade year, man. I never forget, like you said, you walked me right on into it. You was at Robo, you was a big man. You was the 3, the 4, the 5, But what I noticed, your 12th grade year, and what because I said your head coach name wrong. For
was Hargrove.
Hargrove.
Yeah.
Hargrove was a hell of a coach, man. And in my opinion, I don't know how you feel, but in my opinion, he pushed you at the 1. Your 12th grade.
Well, it was me though, to be honest with you, Jerome. But his son, he had a younger son named Kevin Hargrove.
Okay.
And that's the one that was usually that was coming up there trying to recruit me in Town to go to Anacostia.
Yeah.
And I get to hang with him because he the assistant coach.
Yeah.
He seen that I could dribble. You know what I'm saying? I was dribbling in junior high school.
Yeah,
I hung around all y'all dudes, man, that can dribble, man. Man, Jason and Wade and man, all type Rick, man, all dudes, man. Everybody had Wally Law, man. Everybody Rob. Everybody had, man, Hank. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can dribble. So you know what I'm saying? So hanging around them, I learned how to dribble by just hanging with them.
Right.
But going back to what you were saying, Kevin Hargrove, they allowed me to do what I wanted to do, put it that way. So with that being said, I get a rebound and I don't pass it to the point guard, I just bring it up.
Yeah. See,
I really actually wasn't playing the 1. We had point guards all day. It's just that when I got the rebound, because we had like a fast break type offense. So if I get the rebound, the point guard and all that, they running down the court because they know I can bring the ball up the court.
Right. You was a point forward before it was really called that.
Right. And that's why I be trying to tell. Well, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel a little certain way because when they get to talking on Facebook and all that about some of the top dudes in the area, or or who had game or who accomplished what, I don't even really get mentioned.
Yeah.
Unless it's a dude from our area.
Yeah.
Like if you was on there or something like hold up my man Big Dre or something like that. But other than that, as far as the basketball world, the Kurt Smiths and all that type of stuff, man, I don't get no recognition. I guess because I had tragedy, but I ain't gonna talk about that. But
hold. Can I stop right there for a minute? We talking about what's on the court, so that you still should be mentioned. But go ahead.
Right, but I'm just saying, a lot of them other dudes, man, a lot of dudes that went a little further in their career, where maybe it was college and then it stopped there. Right. And then you had a few of them that went to the NBA, and of course they gonna get the recognition. Right. But it's like the ones that just strictly had that grind for us, like junior high school, you might not get that recognition. But if you had the junior high, the high school, the college, and then you was lucky enough to go pro, then them the guys that get mentioned.
And you know what, Dre, man, it's funny that you mentioned that, and because this is why I created this platform, because I wanted to get a platform to the people like yourself that I know that can go out there and hang with the best of them, and was the best of them, because like you said, you made all map, bro. Your 12th grade year, and for real, man, your 11th grade year was a hell of a year. And all 3 years you won the city title against the Panther in 1996. And I'm like, man, my man hanging with the best of them, and for real, we gonna set it right now that you was probably not even probably, I know you was top 10 in the area during that time.
Right. I mean, every year. I mean, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, man, I was always first team at everything. I mean, people got the papers and all that. You go back, I was always tops in the papers all the time. Now, I wasn't the ones that was going to score 25, 30 a game, which I could have did if I'd have went to a school like Phelps or I ain't going to say Spingarn because they had some good players.
They had some hoopers,
but you know, the schools that wasn't that good maybe had one player or something like that. If I'd have went to a school like that and I'm putting up 20, 25 shots a game, I'm score 30 points too. Right. But I wasn't that type of player. I like to consider myself as an all-around type of player, man. I'm a rebound. I'm gonna do the dirty work. I get rough with the other dude. So I'm a hustle. And I can score, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna cross my man up too for a big guy. I ain't get him up out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, once again, like I said, a lot of times I don't necessarily get that recognition. Dudes, I mean, certain guys that played against me and or whatever, or some of the youngest that was just right up underneath me, they know. They seen me, they watched me on DC 28.
Man.
And stuff like that.
It was a bad man, and that's why I said, man, I gotta get my man Dre on here, because a lot of people like
I really appreciate that though, Ron. Like I said, man, I really appreciate, man, that at least you got a few fans or whatever that looked up to you, that respect you as man and all that want to give a shout out and give me some, I guess, a little recognition or whatever. But it don't really. I mean, it is what it is.
And see, the thing about it is, because you have, like, even to this day, Dre, like I did coaching and stuff like that, and you got people, you got kids that's looking at this, man, and you got you in a high school right now. You got somebody just like you that needs to hear this, and that's why, because the reason why they need to hear is because that's going to give them a little bit of more motivation. Like, hey, man, I'm just going to keep working, keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Whether somebody recognize me or not, I'm going to put my work in for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you did. You laid it on the line every night. And, man, you was a force to be reckoned with, right? Like ain't anybody doing that and during that time, they already know, man. Like you know, during that championship game at the matter, y'all gave them work. You're a city champion. You know what I'm
Right, and
saying?
a lot of the top ballers they talk about ain't accomplished
At all.
that feat. You know what I'm saying?
At
So
all.
that's what
And
I
then,
be talking about right there.
yeah. Absolutely.
Going into that, man.
Yeah.
I played with Ed Sheffy, man.
Yeah.
Edward Sheffy, man.
Yeah.
He was the top dog, one of the top dogs in the city. You know what
He
I'm saying?
was.
He played with me 10th and 11th grade.
Yeah.
Then he ended up leaving, going to Oak Hill Academy.
Right.
And then he ended up going to Georgetown from there. But
Right.
my senior year, I had dudes like Dante Smith, man.
Like that. Went to Cal.
Yeah, went to Cal.
He was under
Went to
you though, right?
Cal. Yeah, he was under me. He was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
I was the senior. But
Yeah.
some of these coaches, man, when you put your blood, sweat, and tears, and then you become that senior, and then they know next year you ain't gonna be there, and then they get this 10th grade dude that's pretty much all world though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They sort of like forget about you too. I went through that as well, man, with Dante Smith, man, coming in, man.
Yeah.
They was handing the keys over to him
Yeah.
already, and it was like, forget about Dre, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I wasn't having it wrong.
Yeah. Nah. You was a
You know
dog.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had our little meeting and stuff like that, man, and
Yeah.
the rest history. We ended up winning the championship,
Yeah,
and
man.
I was a key part of that.
Yeah. And so speaking of that championship run though, y'all had to pull things together because it didn't look like y'all was gonna make it that far at first.
Well,
So
I mean, if you look at the talent that was on our team compared to the talent that was on some of the other teams, we ain't had no respect for us going on championship or none of that. I only think some people probably wouldn't even got us to go to the playoffs for real.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But we had a bunch of guys that go hard, play hard, man, that wanted to win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
And,
I was glad to be a part of that team.
yeah, y'all did that, man. Y'all won a whole thing. I'm talking about not just
And it was a tough battle, man, because starting off, man, we had to play against Roosevelt, man, and now that was a tough battle right there.
yeah,
God rest his soul too. This dude named Jermaine, man,
yeah,
Big Jermaine.
yeah.
Yeah, they was tough, and my man Poindexter, man,
Yeah, Poindexter. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
him. Yeah,
he was something to be reckoned with too, man. We barely beat them down HD
yeah,
in the playoff game,
yeah.
and then
Dang.
the championship game was up Coolidge. Man, we had to go against Big Bunyan
Okay.
and Big Mike. I don't know if you remember Big Mike.
Who he play for?
He played for Easton, but
Okay.
he from around the area too.
Yeah.
He from around the area. He used to be right there behind the McDonald's down there on
That
Minnesota Avenue.
got you.
But anyway,
Yeah.
he was tough, man. He was tough. We had to battle, and we ended up beating them peoples, man.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
went on to the Mather, and
Yeah.
the Mather was stacked.
Yeah.
We ain't even stand a chance against the Mather, man.
Who was on that team? Do you remember?
And dudes like a dude named Mike Pegues.
Yeah.
They had a young damn, went to play for was it Boston? Keith Bogans.
Keith Bogans. Yeah. A
Yeah,
young
they had
Keith
Keith
Bogans.
They had a
Joseph
young Keith.
Forte was on there too.
Nah, Joe Forte was after that. But
Okay.
Keith played with the Mavs as a true freshman, if I remember correct.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So you saying when y'all coming into the championship, they like, man, this is going to be a blowout.
Yeah, cakewalk. Yeah, cakewalk.
Y'all surprised them people, man.
Yeah.
They ain't know no better.
But I mean, it was no doubt in my mind, man. Like from the playoff, when the playoff started, man, I sort of like I ain't struggle against against Roosevelt, but I ain't play all the way to my standards, so to
Yeah,
speak. Because like I said, we had a meeting and we had like a players only type meeting, and we aired some stuff out
yeah,
towards each other, it's this, that, and other.
yeah,
So coming to that game, everybody was on like, man, let's not be unselfish, because it was a lot of selfish stuff going on during the season.
right.
So it was a lot of little, we was being passive aggressive and stuff like that. Because normally, panning out HD in front of my home crowd, I would have been trying to go for my oohs and ahs and everything and go hard. But I was just like in cruise control, just trying to be a leader for the team, and we ended up squeaking that game out.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and so look, what I want to talk to you about too, like, right, because we talk about Coach Willie Stewart, Hargrove, Coach Hargrove. Can you talk about, and even going back to Roba with our coach, man, I forget his name. What's our,
Ellie,
yeah, Mr. Ellie. All right, yeah. With Mr. Ellie, Coach Stu, and Coach Hargrove, what all them three guys meant to you? And even Coach Hill, I need them father. What all them guys meant to you in your career coming up as a young man?
man, believe it or not, man, I think about all my coaches right now today, man.
Yeah,
All my coaches, man, that I spent quite a while with, man. They instill certain things in me that I use today, man, and
yeah,
so I'm very appreciative of all them guys, man, and the way the world is today, and how it was yesterday. You We as people got to appreciate people like that, man. That invest their time out to instill certain things in other people's children,
yeah,
being like a father figure and stuff like that. As a youngin', you don't realize what these men trying to instill in you, and the discipline and all that stuff that goes along with that. And then when you hit probably about 30 years old, 34, whatever that light bulb come on for you as a man,
yeah,
you realize all the stuff that they instilled in you and all the time and all the love that they gave you that maybe your father, your uncle, whoever man figure you had in your life wasn't giving you.
right, right.
So I'm just saying a lot of parents, they need to start respecting these coaches out there, man, because these coaches don't have to necessarily do what they do. It's
Right.
just that they see potential in a young kid, man, and they want to invest their time in them, and try to get them kids to do something positive instead of picking up a gun and maybe killing somebody or
Yeah,
selling drugs or whatever the case might be. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Big Dre. I remember, and I gotta ask you this. I told you I was gonna bring it up before we start recording. Man, you a Larry Bird fan, man. Is Big Dre still a Larry Bird fan?
man, that's always and forever, man. Um, I
Do
used
you?
to always joke, man. I was like, man, that's the only white man I love. And
Hey,
I was
that's
dead serious. And
yeah,
I was
yeah,
dead, and I was dead serious, man.
yeah,
I don't know what it was. Like, we had our Jordans and we had our Magics and stuff like that. And
yeah,
I knew what time it was as far as the black and white thing, this, that, never, whatever,
yeah,
whatever. But
yeah,
just going off of basketball, man, I ain't see a white man, man. I seen the brother.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, his skin might have been white, but his game was black.
yeah. He was
And
flat out.
man, I was in love, man. Y'all knew that from elementary, junior high school. I
Yeah,
wanted to be Bird. I
it was
wanted to shoot a
Bird.
jumper. I'm like 5'10", 200, and I'm out there shooting jumpers. And y'all
Right.
like, man, you don't get your big butt down low. But then I was knocking them down. But then
Yeah,
you was like,
yeah.
right,
You're like, man, we gotta live with him shooting this joint, man.
right, right,
This joint wetter than our joint, man. He knocking that
right,
joint down. And every
right,
time you
man.
used to shoot that joint back then, you like Bird, Bird. I'm
Man,
like,
I used to love me some Bird, man.
hey, do you like the Celtics or it was just Bird?
Well, when I was at that age, I liked the Celtics.
Yeah.
That was my mob. I liked the Celtics, and then Bird retired, obviously, and then Penny Hardaway came in.
Okay.
Um, and I became a
Yeah.
big Penny Hardaway fan, so I started going for Orlando. Um,
Okay. Who
but
oh, go ahead.
always a Wizards fan though.
Oh, you like
DC
the
fan.
Wizards?
Yeah, man, it's DC everything for me, man. But I just had in particular players that I just love, and you know I
Yeah.
might cheer for them or whatever. So,
And you,
Big Dog, I was a big Glenn Robinson fan,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Tom Gugliotta. Remember we used to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
shoot half-court shots
right,
and say,
right, right.
Gugliotti.
Man, you know, back then, if you had one of them crazy names, we wanted to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was just fun, man. I remember my little cousin Wadila, man. We used to I'd be like, Malik, remember Malik? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
just wanted to just have one of them funny names when you shot, man,
Yeah.
and people be laughing and stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Man.
And those was good times.
Elijah, it was Elijah. It was a lot of people, man, that had them crazy little names, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of well, mainly basketball, you know what I'm saying? How do you think about the game as it displayed right now? Like, do you think, what do you think about
And I'm to be honest with you, I like both eras, man. I
it?
like both eras. I like the grit of the '80s
Yeah,
and '90s, man. But these youngers, man, what some of us older guys got to realize, man, they revolutionizing the game
yeah,
from you know, doing what they do. I mean, it's from seeing the game from a different lens, and a lot of people can't do that. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You got to see the game from a different lens. And
yeah,
I don't know, some of the stuff the youngers say, man, you could take it to be a little crazy or whatever, but it's about having your swag, I guess, man. You gotta have confidence in yourself.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. I like today's game. I don't like probably the calls that go along with the games, but as far as the game play, I like the game play. That's what we all wanted to do when we was young. The coaches just wouldn't let us do that. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? It was always a big man that wanted to be a point guard or a point guard that wanted to be a big man. But because of your size or whatever, you wasn't allowed to do that. I
right.
feel like if I was coaching nowadays, my guys would be down low and my big man I'll be showing them dribbling moves and stuff like that.
You'll
Just
switch
to
the game
have
around.
yeah, just think about it, right?
Yeah,
Think about it. Your big man gonna have dribbling skills because there's gonna be time when he get the rebound, they might press up on. He got to be able to dribble up in the corner just to get the ball out to the point guard.
right.
If he ain't got no dribbling skills, how you gonna be able to do that? They harass him. He
Yeah,
can't take that dribble, right?
right. Yeah,
You know, the point guard, the guys, you want them to have some drop steps and stuff like that in the game because that's gonna work on your footwork. So
yeah,
when they do, somebody got good footwork to stay in front of you, you can back them down and give them some type of move,
right.
opposed to be stagnant because all you know is a crossover or whatever, whatever. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You can face back your man down, give him a little fake left, go turn right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Drop step moves,
yeah,
pump fakes, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I just think it helped. And then another thing, when you get a kid at a certain age, say you get him at 12, he might be 5'8".
yeah,
He might be the biggest 12-year-old at the time, but
yeah.
over the course of time,
He might not
dudes
never
go,
grow.
hey. So now all he knows is big man skills. He don't got
Right.
no, I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He don't got no God skills.
that is true.
So that's why I feel like everybody need to be mixed up. I feel like that in football. I feel like that in a lot of stuff, man. You know, you got to be able to
Mix it up.
understand what the other people do. So when you doing your job, it just make everything just run smooth. Like I had my receivers blocking on the line for
Oh yeah,
this little drill stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
when I run the ball, our receivers comfortable in blocking.
Right.
They don't mind running up to somebody a little bigger than them and this because they used to that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah,
my big offensive line ain't got no receiver skills, but I want them to know some certain things. So you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? How long they might have to hold that block for that receiver to run that 5 yard out or whatever.
yeah.
So in order to learn that, you go run that 5 yard route.
Absolutely.
You
Do
know
you
what I'm saying?
do you see yourself speaking of coaching, do you see yourself in that area of coaching? Like
Man,
if
I always wanted to do some type of form of coaching, man. Because I believe in giving back. I would love to give back, but
yeah,
you know the problem that I really do have, man. You know, I'm living all the way out in Virginia, man. And if I was to do it, not to say that I couldn't do it for the youngest out here, If I was to do it, I'd like to do it for my city, man, and give back to them youngins because them the ones that's going through the most poverty and stuff like that. They need that strong figure to guide them through to success. Hopefully, being successful. I mean, even if it ain't in the NBA, this success don't mean NBA. I mean, maybe going to college and having a nice 9 to 5 and a family, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So if I was to do it, it definitely be for my city.
absolutely.
That's what I would love to do.
Possibly Anacostia. I'm saying if you had a choice,
I mean, possibly Anacostia, but I mean, I'd probably rather just do it around in the Northeast area, man. Just the whole little Northeast, our little side of town, man.
Yes, sir.
From from Kenilworth all the way around the other side of Benner Road, them type of youngest, man.
Absolutely. Now we touched on your elementary school career, your junior high school career, your high school career. What is Big Dre, Andre Thomas? What does his life consist of now in the present? Like what you got going on now?
Oh man, no, this basically just taking it easy, man. Working 9 to 5, man, and married, man. And that's it, man. Just normal, regular, stuff, man. Nothing too much out the ordinary, man.
I love it, man. A lot of times, like when we talk about it, like I'm married too, man. I'm taking it easy. I do coach. I stopped coaching this year because of the pandemic and stuff like that. But I coach. I stay out on the plate now, but um, come up the way every day. And so, man, this and that reason why I ask because that's what these people like. Everybody not gonna make it to the NBA, man. Like,
right.
And so it's success, and everything. Like, I wanted the people to see, and reason why, like Dre, to be honest with you, like man, like I said, you're a city champion, bro. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We made it, bro. Where we from, we made it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And a lot of times the youngest need to see this, bro, because everybody not going to NBA, everybody not going to college. You got trade schools, you got, 9 to 5s, you can become anything you want to become. And I wanted to let the people know that, man, success is in what you make it, bro. Because
well, I mean, when you play sports,
yeah,
sports is a tool that's going to further you in life. So what I mean by that is like you learn certain things playing sports, winning or losing. You know what I'm saying? This is just simple winning and losing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Simply when practice on Saturday at a certain time, you gotta be there. So that's accountability. You know what I'm saying? People say they don't depend on nobody, this, that, never, but in all reality, we all depend on somebody. But you just don't want to give that person that recognition. You want to give yourself the glory, but we all depend on somebody. So if you're in the team atmosphere, I got to depend on Jerome to come to practice. I got to depend on LeBron, the shooters, jumpers, or whatever the case might be. So it's going to teach you all that, man. And I think that's what these kids lacking today, man. You some accountability and all that type of stuff, man. Teamwork, you know what I'm saying? Having some integrity, being stand up, all that type of stuff. That's what you get through sports without really having that type of stuff, man. I'm not saying that you can't be successful or nothing like that, but man, I just feel like you're gonna be lost, man. Like these kids, man, we had to earn first place, second place, third place trophies. When we was kids. We never thought about, man, uh, losing and being first place. I didn't even want my second place trophy. I didn't want no fucking. Excuse my friend. I don't want no
you
third
good.
place.
You
I don't
good.
want no third place trophy, man. If it ain't the number one trophy, I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So nowadays the kids get trophies. They're just for participating. I don't want that. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that set the kid up for failure when they go in the office and try to get that office job that they've been wanting um, for a while, and then they don't get it. Then what do they do next, man? Because now they like, man, I ain't get that job, but they always was used to winning, and now
Yeah.
you failed in something. Now, what you gonna do?
Right.
So that's what I don't agree with that. Everybody first place type stuff, man.
Absolutely.
In order to be a champion, you got to learn how to be a champion, and that's by going through some adversity. That's by going through some losing, this, that, and other. You got to feel that pain. You got to
Yeah.
feel that agony. You got to feel them assaults. You got to hear all that stuff because at the end of the day, when you hear that type of stuff, man, that's gonna make you go harder, man. To be determined to be a champion, and that's a
Absolutely.
mark of. That's always a mark of a champion, no matter what level was on.
There you
You know.
go, right there, man. You heard it, man, Andre, man. Hey, I couldn't say it better myself, man. You right about that. We weathered the storm, and like I said, that's why it was important, bro. Like real talk to have you on because you are a champion in my eyes, and and you bring that story to the youngest that they need to hear, and even some people in our age group, like is a lot of stuff that I learned. I ain't even know you play with Honey even them. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that I didn't know that you know what I'm saying. And like I said, I always wanted to be, coming up around you guys, and when Tom them used to come over your house and different things like that, man. It was a blessing back then, man, and I just had to have you on, man. And
Yeah.
so, with that being said, though, like, is there anything else like that you wanted to talk about that we ain't really touch on, or something that you wanted to get off your chest or whatever, or anything you want to let the kids know or adults, anybody?
Um, Man, for the kids, man, that's playing sports, basketball, football, baseball, whatever. All I wanted to say, man, just stay positive, man. Stay focused. You living in these neighborhoods with a lot of activities going on and this stuff. It's easy to be distracted. I got distracted. Anybody can be distracted in them type of environments. I'm just here to let you know that um, you don't have to listen to the naysayers in your neighborhood that say, man, you ain't this and you ain't this, that, and other, or whatever, man. Because at the end of the day, if you know what you worth, you know what you is, man. What they say right now ain't gonna matter 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what I had learned. That's what I learned. I was one of them kids that worried about what everybody say. I had to try to prove my point on the basketball court. Sometimes you had to prove your points on the streets and this, that, and other, just to prove who you is as a man, this, that, and other, man. I'm just telling you, man, it don't even matter. That stuff don't even matter, man. If they call you a punk, man, let them think you're a punk, but you know you ain't no punk. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Um, just stay focused on your sports. Some of the negative stuff that say that you can't dunk or you can't cross over, you ain't that good, you ain't gonna make it in. You want to hear that stuff. That's fuel. You want to hear that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because as you progress in your career or whatever, that's gonna make you, go hard and try to prove to people that you is the one. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. Just always just stay positive, man. Um, and another thing, man, you can't straddle the fence neither, man. You can't be out there trying to be positive, playing ball, this, that, and other, and then go hang around your neighborhood and going out here doing all this old crazy stuff, man. It's even, man, if you want to be positive, man, pick positive. If you want to be negative, man, stay not do that if that's what you choose to do. But trying to be positive and negative at the same time, man, it ain't gonna correlate because one gonna catch up to the other eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So get you some positive friends, man. Stick with your positive friends, man, and play your PlayStations and stuff like that, and just try to stay away from this crazy stuff that goes on out here.
absolutely. Um, Man, you heard it from one of the legends, man. Hey, in my book, a legend, Andre Thomas, man, Anacostia Senior High School, Roper Junior High School. You know what I'm saying? An all mat basketball player, really all mat football, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And this just the beginning, man. We gonna come back on here. We gonna, talk real sports, man. Because I know my man, he really a sports heavy guy. Like I sometimes he modest right now, but I know he got an opinion on different things. So I am gonna have you back, ask you back on, get your opinions about what's going on in the NBA. And real quick, if you really want to touch on it, like the Kevin Durant situation, how you feel about that?
Well,
I mean, far as him,
what,
like, far as him,
requesting to get traded.
Yeah, what you think?
Ooh. I don't know. I feel a certain way about it, man. One, you left Golden State because you wanted to go form your own team, and then you go to Brooklyn, and they had to wait a year for you to get back. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Kyrie, then you got James, and then James rolled out, and then y'all end up getting swept or whatever, man. I think he been impatient. I think he should be more patient, man. I think if he roll out like this, I think it's messed up, man.
Gotcha.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I think he should stay in Brooklyn, man. Because at the end of the day, but like, if you really want your legacy to be like something, man, you can't run and go nowhere else. You can't. You already ran from OKC to Golden State. You got your championships, your MVPs, and then you rolled out. So now it's all about KD. Like, I really think he should come home. If you don't, me personally, I feel a certain way. I feel like he supposed to be in that Washington Wizards uniform, playing for his hometown team. If Kevin ever see this video, man, you need to play home, bro. Like, man, it's no other feeling for. I played ball, I ain't on that level as you, but it wouldn't be no other feeling in the world to be playing for Washington Wizards right now, or back then when I was playing.
Right.
No other feeling. Yeah, I know it come with a lot of adversity as far as people, tickets, this, that, and other. But Kevin, you know how to manage that. You know what I'm saying? I, I feel like the energy here in the city will be off the chain. I feel like he'll be off the chain going with somebody like Bradley Beal, you know what I'm saying? If they was able to play together, man, the city will be lit with KD here, man. It really will be lit. We really feel like we got a real chance to win the championship with him. And if he don't be successful, man, at the end of the day, man, we're gonna love Kevin regardless, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna really love him, like, man, I'm gonna play with the Wizards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I can't let you go without saying this. The Commanders, what you think? Wentz in a receiving core. What you think about that now?
Oh, I think the sky the limit. I'm very, very, very optimistic about this season this year. For once, we got a quarterback. I mean, from the naysayers, they say he ain't this, that, never, this, that, never. We in the last 20 years ain't have a quarterback of his status. You know what I'm saying? First round pick, second overall. You know what I'm saying? 6'5", strong. He got a little mental sometimes. Making some mistakes. But I feel like Rivera could tone that down, and we don't need him to be no Mahomes. We don't need all we need him to be is a good game manager. Be a good game manager, play some solid D, and the sky the limit for us. You got all the weapons in the world. Besides Kirk Cousins probably the only one to say he got the weaponry that we got right now. As far as being here. And that was with Jackson, S.O.O.N. and Reed and them. We got the receivers now. We got 4 legit receivers, if you want to say that. We got 3 legit tight ends, although one of them ain't proven. We know we got in Gibson. We know we got in McKenzie, and then the young kid from Alabama, man. Whew. You know what I'm saying? If he can really be our bell cow, man, we don't have to depend on Wentz once again and have to throw 30, 40 times. And them boys running the ball, man, the sky the limit, man. I'm telling you. I don't want to embarrass myself on this thing, man, because I know it might bite me later on. But
Hey, but
I feel something special. I feel something special for this Commander team this year.
bet. For the people that don't how could people get in contact with you far as like, your Facebooks and all that? Is it
Oh yeah, well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram.
yeah,
Um, so you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram.
yeah,
Um, I keep it simple. It's my name, Andre Thomas.
yeah,
I believe my IG is what Andre Thomas 219
yeah,
on Instagram. But
yeah.
yeah,
Hey man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, I can't thank you no more. This won't be the last time though. I'm gonna bring you back. We're gonna talk sport, man. We
yeah,
gonna
man. Hey, look, man. I love to be back, man. I love to be back. We talk about other. We don't got to just be
yeah,
about sport.
it don't gotta be about sports. We
Yeah,
can talk
yeah.
about
I'm
whatever.
on that. I'm on that reality type stuff, man. As far as living
Hey,
and
yeah,
all that type of stuff.
yeah, we can talk
Help
about it.
basically, helping people so I can help myself, basically, because I
Oh,
don't have all the answers, but I do got some knowledge. But at the end of the day, when I speak to the people, I'm still speaking to myself because you know uh, things always been in the individual's heads, man. So you never know how you can help somebody, but once again, when I'm helping somebody, I'm helping myself, and I want to just keep that up front too. I ain't into no judging and none of that type of stuff.
yeah,
I'm accept you for what you is or what you are, and help each other, man. That's what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? Things you might say or other individuals might say that helps me as well. You know what I'm saying? And I
absolutely.
want to do the same. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we definitely gonna get it in. Trust me. Um, Before I got this one of my questions too. I know you're in the music. What favorite go-go band since you're from the DC area? Favorite go-go band?
Well, man, my favorite go-go band will always be RE Junkyard, Northeast Groovers, and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So coming up, man, I was hard on Settled Thoughts, man. I started being hard on Settled Thoughts. That used to be my go-to band for a while, man. The Settled Thoughts people, man, they used to be cranking up the legend,
yeah,
the classics, man.
yeah. That's what's up. Hey man,
The older me, man. I mean, I'm from the city, so I love go-go, but I don't necessarily listen to it like
yeah,
I used to.
right.
Um, but if I'm at a party or somebody playing it, I can definitely get in the groove. But I
Yeah,
just ain't gonna be on YouTube and all that. Just listen to go-go. I ain't into that like that no more.
yeah. I got you. Hey. I don't even. I remember we used to be especially you in town, used to be with the junkyard, doing a little dance and different things like that.
Right, right, right.
I,
I was crazy as a mug.
so I said, man, let me answer this. I answer everybody from the area that man, but man, it definitely was a pleasure having you on, man. This won't be the last time. We like you said, we gonna chop it up about some other different topics that don't even have nothing to do with sports because guess what, man? Something out of nothing, man. Something out of nothing. Do
Right, right,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
man, I definitely appreciate having you on. We're gonna do this again, man. To people in the world, man, this man Andre Thomas, man, better known as Big Dre, man, Anacostia Senior High School legend, all Matt, man, and he did it at the best of his ability back in the day, and still doing it to this day, man, positive attitude, raising his family, and doing big things in that area, man. So
Right.
again, big dog, man, as my friend, man, childhood from what they call it, from the sticks all the way up to now, man.
Right.
My friend, man, Andre Thomas, man. I appreciate you being on, bro.
Man, I definitely appreciate you reaching out to me as well, man. Don't see your friends and stuff like that, man, for a long period of time, and then somebody reach out to you to try to do something like this, man. I was definitely more than willing to try to make this thing happen, man. Try to look out for my homeboy or
Yeah,
whatever, man. So Yeah, but you got to give me the information on the channel. 'Cause,
11th
you know, I
grade
want to go
year?
back and
Yeah,
laugh at
11th grade
myself
year
later on.
football and basketball,
You
man.
know.
I'm gonna,
Well, you know, 11th year,
when we get
11th
off
grade year,
here,
man,
you
they
know what I'm
was
saying?
calling us
We gonna
the
talk. We gonna wrap a minute. We gonna
Jurassic
close out,
Juniors.
man. Andre Thomas, man, DC legend, man, better known Big Dre, man. Y'all reach out to him, man. Show him some loot. If y'all have anything y'all want to ask him, and if y'all want to get on him about, you know, the Washington Red, what we know him as the Redskins, but the Commanders or his statements, man. Inbox him, man. Show him some love, man, and he can help you out, man.
Yeah, hey, look, back to the Commanders, man. 10 and 6, the bottom floor, man. 12 and 6. 12 and 5 is the 10 and 7. I'm sorry, 10 and 7.
Yeah, 10 and 7.
And then 12 and 5 is my high selling, man. So I'm expecting big things, like I said, man. So y'all can call me out on it, man. I just told you 10 and 6 has been my floor, 12 and 5 has been my selling, man. So if that happen, man, y'all heard it from me first, man. That's all I know.
Hey, y'all heard it here first, man. Andre Thomas, man, DC legend, man. We out.
All right, my nigga.